We're diving into Windblown, a vibrant roguelite where you battle to protect your floating village from deadly sentinels. When you first start Windblown, what grabs your attention immediately is the game's bright and colorful visuals. From the vibrant animal avatars to the stunning backdrops, this action roguelite presents a world that is both charming and visually appealing. The story unfolds in a realm constantly threatened by a deadly force known as the Vortex, and you, as a warrior called a Leaper, are tasked with saving your floating village, the Ark. While the story is simple, it complements the game's art style and energetic soundtrack, creating a captivating journey through its world. The game's cartoonish, vibrant style carries over into the combat, where colors burst across the screen during fights, making even the most chaotic moments easy to follow. In Windblown, combat itself feels like an art form. Fluid animations combined with the upbeat soundtrack make battles a satisfying experience. Motion Twin, the developers behind Windblown, have crafted an exciting atmosphere where each fight feels both engaging and visually delightful. Combat, the heart of Windblown, is polished and satisfying. The gameplay allows for experimentation with weapons and abilities, letting players discover new tactics and strategies during each run. The combo system stands out, as players can mix and match primary and secondary weapons to perform flashy, powerful attacks. This system adds depth, allowing players to experiment and find their favorite weapon pairings to take down enemies effectively. The gameplay loop is addictive, and the roguelite mechanics encourage players to dive in for just one more run. Instead of blueprints, enemies drop encrypted memories that must be unlocked with resources found in future runs. Gifts serve as in run boosts, while trinkets replace traditional utility items. The game also introduces a system where players upgrade their abilities using cogs collected from defeated enemies. As with other motion twin games, Windblown sprinkles in some dry humor to keep things lighthearted. In Windblown, you play as a Leaper, an animal-like warrior, perhaps an axolotl in some cases, trying to defend the Ark from enemy sentinels. The gameplay is straightforward. You eliminate enemies and harness the power of fallen memories to strengthen yourself. The core concept is simple but engaging, keeping the focus on exploration, combat, and constant progression. Though game can be challenging at times, as a roguelite should be, it still offers some forgiving mechanics. Players have multiple ways to recover health, such as abilities, shops, and permanent upgrades, ensuring that runs aren't overly punishing. While dying can be frustrating, it also teaches valuable lessons and allows players to return to the Ark to use their rewards from past expeditions. These rewards let players upgrade their character, increasing their strength for future attempts. The game's world is not just visually stunning, but also immersive, thanks to a dynamic soundtrack. In the first biome, the music features a lo-fi ethereal vibe, perfectly matching the atmosphere. As you progress to the second biome, the music transitions into a house, electronic style, keeping the energy high. Unfortunately, only the first two biomes are available at the moment, but the soundtrack leaves players excited to hear what's coming next as the game develops further in early access. Despite its strengths, Windblown does suffer from some repetitiveness, especially in its combat. While initially engaging, the combat can start to feel repetitive after several runs. This is mainly due to the limited variety of enemies currently available. It's easy to learn their moves after encountering them a few times, which makes future battles predictable. However, this issue might be addressed as the game continues to evolve in early access, with new enemy types and challenges likely to be introduced. Early access also leaves room for other improvements. For instance, a bit more polish in areas like transitions between levels and improvements to the UI would enhance the experience. Currently, the UI feels a little bare and could use a more polished design to match the overall look of the game. Additionally, adding more enemy types to each biome would help keep combat fresh. The limited number of enemies per biome makes it feel like you're fighting the same foes repeatedly, which can diminish the excitement of each run. For those who enjoy playing solo, a pause option would be a welcome addition. While the lack of this feature might not be a deal breaker, it can be frustrating for solo players who need a brief break during longer runs. It's a small oversight, but one that could be addressed in future updates. If you enjoy roguelites with addictive gameplay loops, vibrant visuals, and a charming soundtrack, Windblown is definitely worth a try. Just be prepared for some repetitiveness in the early stages, but with the promise of more content to come, it has the potential to become a standout in the genre. If you enjoyed this review and want to check out more action-packed games, be sure to watch our Ravens Watch review next. Just click the link and see if that game is worth playing too.